Hey friends, hope you all are better and fine. This is your host and brother Soumya. Welcome you back to another video of FPL Canvas. In this video, I'm going to analyze the team for the upcoming game week 25. But first, let's see how the team has performed in game week 24, and then we'll analyze for the upcoming double game week transfer, probable lineup, and many more. But before starting, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button. Also, make sure to enable the bell icon button beside it to keep updated with the upcoming videos. Now, coming to the performance for the 24th game week. Starting over to the goalkeeper, after a bright start from Fulham, taking an early lead within 6 minutes from kickoff, but Leno didn't have much to do in the first 30 minutes of the game. However, the Cottagers paid for the lack of concentration from unlikely a source from a corner where Fulham have been the best in the league in terms of fewer goals conceded from set piece or corners. Moving on to the defense, a stoppage time winner registered Spurs their 14th win of the campaign. However, Spurs are without a clean sheet since last 7th game week, with both the fullback having played an essential part, providing different dimensions to the attack. However, this is the only third occasion since the start of the season where Poro haven't registered an attempt on goal, but the right back had contributed defensively, keeping Spurs in the game, providing 3 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 4 clearance, with a successful passing rate of 73%. An unhighlighting performance from the Gunners, resulting in a West Ham conceding 6 goals in an embarrassing at the home ground, with Saliba getting on the scoresheet for the second time this season, with the Frenchman converting the goal from his only attempt in match. Apart from the goal, Saliba provided one key pass in attack. Meanwhile, defensively, Frenchman had one interception, providing 3 clearance and 1 block, with 5 long balls with a successful pass completion of staggering 97.4%. With Alisson and Konate missing out in the clash against Burnley, Van Dijk had a lot of responsibility to shore up this side's defense after being the victim in the blunder against the Gunners in the previous game week. However, despite of conceding an early goal against the Clarets, Dutchman was vigilant as usual, providing 4 clearance, 1 key pass, 6 long balls, also coming upon top 6 times in aerial duels, making a staggering 92% successful pass completion. Moving on to the midfield, Son returned to the back to the side, but it came too soon enough for the Spurs captain to be on the starting 11. However, he did make an appearance in the second half, providing an assist in the stoppage time winner, with Spurs registering the 14th win of the campaign. Apart from the assist in the 28th minute played, the South Korean provided 2 key passes with a successful pass completion of 91.7%. Wolves suffered their 10th defeat of the campaign with 2 consecutive home defeats. However, Neto was one of the brightest spark for the home side, with Winger having 3 attempts, providing 3 key passes, 1 cross, 2 long balls to initiate attack, completing 83.5% pass completion. Arsenal logged a vital victory on the quest to the title, with Bukayo Saka having his first double of the season, with the winger having raked up 5 goals and an assist in the last 5 game weeks, with Arsenal hammering West Ham by 6-0 despite of having just played for 67 minutes. The number 7 had 8 attempt shots, providing 3 key passes, successfully completing 2 dribbles along with 2 crosses and long balls, with one-on-one aerial duels won along the pass completion of 92.9%. Chelsea welcomed Crystal Palace this weekend, with both the team being disappointing so far this season, with Palace conceding 11 goals in last 3 game weeks. Cole Palmer has paid off, with forward providing 2 assists in the Blues 3-1 victory over Roy Hodgson's side, with forward having registering 3 attempts, providing 3 key passes, completing with a passing accuracy of 78%. Moving on to the forward, Villa's hope for Champions League qualification had suffered a setback after United completed a double over the opponents, with Villa sitting out at the top 4 after the end of the game week with 18 points haul against Sheffield United in game week 23. Watkins was have been disappointing against the Red Devils, with the forward managed to have no shots on target, with his 3 attempts having been thrice dispossessed when on position as well. Manchester City closed the gap at the top by 2 points after a 2-0 victory against Everton, with the game in hand, with Albert shifted on more of as a second striker, become attacking midfielder after the return of Erling Haaland. The Argentinian had multiple opportunities to put his side up front in the first half itself. However, the forward provided 3 key passes with 2 attempts on target. A poor form for Bournemouth continues with the Cherries without a win in the last 5 game weeks, picking up just 2 points between the period, and majority of the reason is down to their star number 9, with Solanke having just a goal and an assist in over a month, with the forward missing his clinical edge against the weakened opponents Fulham after having raked up 5 attempts, which is more than he had in the last 3 game weeks, combined providing 2 key passes and winning 4 aerial duels. However, the striker came up with an assist for the only goal scored for the Cherries. So, with 3 goals and an assist, the team was able to put up a fighting total of 68 points on the board, with the consecutive Red Arrows seeing a dip in rank by 19.8k, taking an overall rank to 84.28k. With double game week this weekend, so let's look at the transfer of how the team would look like for the game week 25. So, replacing Dwight McNeil is Rodrigo Hernandez, with the Spanish international, one of the underrated stars in the City lineup, having not lost a single match with him on the pitch. Second up, without taking any risks replacing Solanke, is Erling Haaland, with sitting facing 2 home fixtures against Chelsea and Brentford, with the striker boasting an equally impressive record, having scored 2 goals and 3 assists in 5 fixtures against both the opposition combined. So, from the taking the following under consideration and without waiting any further, let's see how the team would look like for game week 25. Starting off between the post, with Fulham facing Aston Villa at home and West Ham away to Nottingham Forest. Leno facing a more formidable attacking side, changing goalkeeper this weekend with Ayola back between the post after suffering a 6-0 defeat at the hands of the Gunners. West Ham might not be in the best of shape mentally, and that can make them strive to perform well. Coming up against Nottingham Forest side, who have been taking just 1 point in the last 3 game weeks, so the selection is more on the psychological point of view, with Leno having made just 3 more saves than Ayola after having played 315 minutes more than the Frenchman. Moving on to the defense, multiple options to choose from, even though Poro has been ruled out for the weekend's clash and due to the muscle injury sustained in the training, and that doesn't make it any easier either. First up, Everton have put up a brave fight against the champions Manchester City, pinning up a nil-nil score in the first half, with Everton back at Goodison Park at the weekend against Crystal Palace, as Palace are without a win in the last 8 visits. Meanwhile, Palace are without the influential duo of Eze and Olise, which could play an essential part for the home side. With Arsenal nailing up this 9th clean sheet of the campaign, making it 2 in the last 4 game week, Saliga keeps his place in the starting 11, the Frenchman getting on the score sheet against the Hammers, facing off against a Burnley side who are fighting for the survival in the league, with the Clarice ranked second among the expected goals conceded via set piece. Liverpool among the 4 teams a double game week in game week 25, with Virgil van Dijk to take on the center of the defense, with Konate back in the squad after missing out on the weekend against Burnley. The defensive wall looks more of a stronger again with the return. Apart from the defensive responsibility, the Dutchman threats on the set piece also remains unquestionable, which sees a sharp rise in the last 3 game weeks from 0.02 to 0.16. Switching on to the midfield, with no casualties so far in the midfield, there's a whole lot to choose from. First up, with one goal and two assists in the last four fixtures since his return from injury, Neto retains his place coming up against a Spurs side who believe in the concept of all attack. With no clean sheet in the last 7 game weeks, along with Pedro Porro and Udoki out for the weekend, Neto could take advantage of the highline, especially on counter. New signing Rodri is straight in the lineup, with the Spanish international considered as one of the core part of how Pep and City operate, despite of playing as a CDM. The midfielder has had 4 attempts in the last 3 games, providing 5 goal scoring opportunity, with getting once on the score sheet as well. Bukayo Saka has been the man informed lately, with the winger putting up 4 goals in the last 3 game weeks, raking up 34 points in the process, and his stat justify his scoring spree, with the number 7 having 17 attempts in the last 3 game weeks, creating 7 goal scoring opportunity as well. Coming up against Burnley side, who have been poor at the back and are ranked within top 3 for most shots considered from their box. Opting for a 4-man midfield, with Heung-min Son completing the midfield, with the Spurs captain coming on from the bench in the second half after being back from his national duty, providing an assist in the last match, with the winger also being the first choice penalty taker for Postecoglou's side. Finally, moving on to the striker, with 2 goals and 3 assists in the last 3 games, Watkins looks back on track, with the forward leading among the most points scored for striker in the FPL this season. With double game for Manchester City, Alvarez also secures his place in the starting 11, with the City forward being one of the regular names of the City lineup, having created 4 goal scoring opportunities and 7 attempts since his return of Erling Haaland. And replacing Dominic Solanke is the City number 9 Erling Haaland, with the forward already taking on from where he left, with 2 goals against Everton last game week, along with 7 shots and 4 goal scoring opportunities created since his return from injury. Now, coming to the captaincy, a very tough choice to make, with Erling Haaland and Alvarez leading the contenders for the armband. However, with Haaland having just returned from the injury, there could be a point where Pep won't want to create much of a burden on his star forward and could limit his minutes, especially with KDB also back on the side. On the other hand, with Grealish, Bernardo Silva facing time on the sidelines, Alvarez has been one of the consistent starters in the City lineup, further adding a more dependency with the absences of the other midfield options. Also, not to forget the Argentinian was benched in the midweek Champions League clash, which has provided a much needed rest. So perhaps a risk, but could be a welcome reward if it pays off. With a decline in the ownership since last 3 game weeks, the armor generally goes to Alvarez. And that's all for the analysis. Make sure to keep an eye at the comment section if there is any further changes or made. We'll keep you updated there. Also, if you like the video, do smash the like button and share it with your friends, colleagues, families. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, do share with your thoughts of the possible changes, transfer, captaincy picks, and any other suggestions you want to convey on this video. Feel free to share in the comment sections and let me know what possible changes or any other strategies you are thinking of for the upcoming game weeks. Let's make it an interactive session. Till then, take care, Jaja, goodbye. Meet you with the updates from the upcoming game week. Stay tuned to the channel. Till then, stay safe and let's make the journey interesting.